It should pop up. You are live.
Mm-hmm.
We are live. We are live with Carlton Williams, but I don't even know you by that. I barely call you CJ. I just call you Trapnerd.
Right.
uh, for those who are not like me, who know who you are, can you just say who are you, where you from, and we can kind of go from there and what you do.
All right, all right. Uh, well, like you said, Carlton. That's the name, Carlton Williams. I usually go by CJ. But as of late, a lot of people like Ian been calling me Trap Nerd or Mr. Trap Nerd. Things along that line. So I ain't mad at it. I'm good with that.
And then let's dive a little deeper into Trapner. I want to kind of get to the nitty gritty. Let's not wasting any time. Where the hell did the name come from? Where did Trapner come from?
Yo, it's crazy. We was it's me and Layson that started it. So we was probably bouncing names and ideas off each other for literally weeks. Like probably every day, I'm sending him a different name. Like, what you think it is for the clothes? Because let me back it up a little bit. We had the idea for the clothes. I wanted to do the clothes, and Layson wanted to do the podcast, but we wanted to put them together, something that could be used for both. You know what I'm saying? So, boom, we bouncing ideas off each other every day. We sending each other, yo, what about this? What about this? Fucking sorry. Uh
You good?
got to a point, yeah, got to a point where shit, Lacey was watching a video one day, and then I ain't gonna tell y'all what video it was, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, but he's watching a video and he texts me, he like, yo, what about Trapnerd? And I'm like, that's perfect. Like that is perfect. So shoot, we just took it from there, and we just been running with it ever since. I feel like we just felt like it was so, even if you don't know us, you don't know what we stand for or what it means to us. I just feel like the name is just extremely relatable. Like Trap Nerd. Anybody that grows up in the urban area can relate to that.
I have to say, yo, I think your name and your brand alone is probably one of my top five favorite brands of all time. I feel like, and that's not just me just saying that. I really love Trapner. I like the name. I like when I'm able to speak about it, talk about it to different people, and just say it. It doesn't have a negative connotation onto it. It just really both. And me being a person that in the school, I feel like it could be swindled in that way too. It's just like us nerds, our education is a trap. The institution is our trap. And with that,
Exactly, exactly. The trap don't necessarily got to be no bando or nothing that's
come
where
on.
illegal activities even occurring at all. Trap could be your job. When that's really how I was like, yo, it's perfect because you see dudes online like, yeah, about to go hit the trap. You about to go work at 7-Eleven for the next 8 hours, but that's fine. You trapping, you getting it how you live. You know what I mean? You doing what you do.
And that's perfect. Perfect. And let's start from the beginning. So you got the name. How do you slowly become the business that you are today?
It all started it really in my kitchen. I got myself a little vinyl cutter. For real, yo.
You
It's
already know. No,
crazy.
that's how it
For
be. Go
real.
ahead, my bad.
I got myself a little vinyl cutter. I had at first couple t-shirts I probably did. I did trying to press them on with the iron. That was no. I realized real quick that that wasn't gonna work. Not only was it not giving me the quality that I wanted, it was taking way too long. So boom, got the heat press.
It's not it.
Yeah. So boom, I got the heat press. I'm like, all right, this better be it. I spent a couple $100 on this thing. So spent a couple $100 on the heat press, set that up. Bong. First time I pressed the shirt, I was amazed, bro. I'm like, yo, how did it just do that in 25 seconds? But it was crazy. So that's what started that, like with the t-shirts and everything.
Hmm.
Uh, but the other element to the business is also I do cut and sew. I sew do rags, bonnets, face masks, hoodies, all types of stuff, or like custom hoodies and stuff, jean jackets, all types of things like that. I got into that really because I was on probably Twitter one day, one of them social medias. I'm on Twitter one day and I come across the velvet do-rags and they was
Oh,
crazy. I'm like, yo, I need one of those. So I guess on Google searching for the joints. The only place I found that I probably the cheapest ones I found was $40. And I'm like, $40 for a velvet do-rag? I'm like, that seemed like a little bit much. Now at the time I'm
yeah.
working at 7-Eleven niggas, you know what I'm saying? So I mean I ain't got but $300 a week to work with, you know what I mean?
Word, right,
Then
right.
I'm like, nah, I don't know about that. So then
$40.
so then I get $40.
Right. Like, oh man.
So I guess on Google again and search if I could find a way to make them. So I did that. It was a couple YouTube videos, showed me how to make the do-rags. Did my due diligence when seeing how much the fabric was going to cost, what the thread cost. And once I looked at that, I'm like, oh, this is extremely doable. And these niggas is taxing, hitting us for $40 for a do-rag. They should be ashamed of this. It was crazy. Now I sell them for 10. Ain't that crazy? So
That's crazy.
2 years ago, bro. But yeah, that's really how I got into that. And I started doing those and those started taking off. And I just slowly but surely started ingratiating different things to the menu. So we started with the t-shirts, started with the do-rags, and then started adding bonnets and hoodies. And it wasn't just my stuff, it was other people could come get stuff made. And slowly but surely you just keep adding, building on to what you got. Those first little 2 bricks, those first little the vinyl cutter and the heat press, and then the sewing
Hmm.
machine. That little $1,000 investment, then
And that,
put me in a position to have a whole business that I could eat for the rest of my life.
come on. And that's a good point. Let's because not only is just Trapner and like you just explained, it's more the creation aspect of it. So would you say that starting with the do-rag, was that your first start when besides building Trapner and and having a different type of creation? Because not only there's the other side of Trapner, right? It is the customization.
Mm-hmm.
Was that sorry, I'm talking. So the question I'm trying to ask, the question I'm trying to ask is, was that durag the first time that you kind of did a more customization where it's not necessarily trap nerd?
Yes, yes. But that was probably the very first time. Honestly, yo, that was probably the first time that I made anything outside of home economics. Like
Oh,
we had to say, yo, for real, it's crazy. Yo, we had to sew the pillow in home economics in like what, sixth, seventh grade at American Middle. That was probably the only time I've ever used a sewing machine or done sewing anything. So fast forward to boom, 2018, the first do rag I did, I sewed that by hand. But once I sewed it and I realized that took me probably 2, 3 days. Once I did
wow.
that and I realized I could do it by hand, I'm like, oh, this ain't gonna be this. I'm gonna cut this time down with nothing with the sewing machine, and that's what really put that fire up under me to go get that. So, but the very first time, like to answer your question, creating something that wasn't a Trap Nerd logo or just a T-shirt or just a hoodie, like actually cutting and making something was definitely that do rag. It was a burgundy joint too, fire as hell.
Wow. Yes, first of all, I didn't even know about that. The the home economics. You said the last time I did something with home economics. That's
I
crazy.
swear, man. I still got that pillow too, North Carolina blue Tar Heels joint.
I ain't going for. I gave my nephew my pillow, but I didn't. My friend sold that pillow for me because I needed a pad. So I
Oh,
still,
okay,
I,
okay.
ne- I never forget. That's still my best friend to this day. His name Richie.
That's a fact.
So so we're gonna get back to Trapner and more of the business. Let's get to know about CJ a little bit more. Let's talk about fatherhood. How is fatherhood?
Stressful. In one word. Nah, that's a blessing. I'm not even gonna lie. It is stressful. I stand by that. But it is also a blessing. Like I truth be told, I don't know if
Mm,
Trap Nerd ever would have happened if I didn't have my kids. Like
mm,
I was just in like at the time that I started all of that, I had 2 kids. I'm working 2 jobs. I was had just dropped out of college because it was just too much. I couldn't do it. I couldn't raise two kids and be I I like to call my, I don't know. This term is tricky. I would say
Mm,
full-time father because I'm literally full-time, but me and my son's mothers, we split the week. You know what I'm saying? But
okay.
I'm still a full-time father. They still full-time mothers the way I look at it. So being a full-time parent and then trying to take care of two kids and juggle dealing with two different women at the same time because they do have different mothers, it was just a lot. Life was getting to me. So that was, if it wasn't for that, I would say I don't know if
Mm,
I would have looked for something like this. I probably would have took the comfortable route. I probably would have tried to stay in school and go work, or even have fumbled 3 and 4 jobs where it wouldn't have been easy, but I would have been comfortable because I knew I had a paycheck coming at the end of every week.
mm,
Whereas this, you only gonna get out as much as you put in. You're not gonna have $1,000 a week and you only did $100 worth of work. You know what I'm saying? So this one, I think having the kids definitely ignited a fire up under me to
mm.
want more for sure. Because I mean, shit, I look at it now. If I had all of this, if I was doing what I was, if I didn't have no kids right now, I don't think I would be as buckled down. Especially with the way
Mm.
the way the world is right now, I don't think that I don't know. I might, but
And you still young too. You
yeah, I'm
know,
only 28, 28, creeping up on that 29, 30 coming
come
quick.
we
I ain't gonna lie.
we ain't gonna talk about that. I'll be
You
yo.
talk about that 30,
I,
30.
I'll be 27 next month. I'm right behind you, bro. I don't
Oh
want to talk
man.
about it. Goddamn. Uh,
Oh man.
no, that's something special because one of my best friend D just had his son, his first child,
D Sweat.
and yeah, D Sweat.
Yeah, that's my man.
And even though my younger brother had a child, but one of my best friend having a child is much different because we used to ride bikes together since we was 8. And then
Mhm.
when your best friend have a child, man, only can imagine how that feels. I can't wait for my time. I can wait, but I can't wait for my time.
Oh
Um,
no, you definitely can wait. Don't jinx yourself now. Don't jinx yourself. But I can feel you on that because I mean I've seen my own best friend, like Layson is like my brother. I seen him boss up and level up after having his first child, and the person that he is from before he got his baby mother pregnant to the person that he is now, I could write books on that guy, man.
mm,
So I definitely can attest to that.
would you say that was part of your growth too, having a kid, like you mentioned?
Oh yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
what type of person you say CJ was? Well, how would you describe that person?
Before kids?
Yeah, before a kid.
Okay, so I still was I still was I guess finding myself before the
Mm,
kids. I think the kids really helped me find myself too, but I was just a little bit of everywhere. I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I was what, 20, 21 when I had my first kid, I want to say. So I was still in going to NCCC, I'm still a year, 2 years removed from high school, so I'm really still trying to figure stuff out. So I'll keep it a buck. I was a little young wild boy, man. I wasn't as wild as some of these other cats, but I'm glad that 2 kids was all I got.
mm,
I ain't getting no jail bids and no dead
come on.
homies and none of that. So
No, that's a blessing because
mhm.
we gonna talk about being black in America. We're gonna get to that
Oh
later.
yeah,
But
that's fine.
how was your upbringing in Niagara Falls, bro? You born and raised in Niagara Falls, all that.
Mhm. Yeah,
Like
absolutely. Born and raised in Niagara Falls.
how was that for you? Like what was Niagara Falls? What was life in Niagara Falls for CJ?
Honestly, yo, I feel like I don't know if it's just part of growing up and realizing more stuff, but I feel like, excuse my language, but the city is with the shit. I feel like when I was younger, the city was just it. I wouldn't say the city has ever been like an LA or New York City or something like that, but it just seemed
Vibrant.
like it was a lot more lively when I was younger. I don't know if that was just because I was younger and I ain't know nothing about nothing, or if it just truly was that. Because I mean, you hear your parents, my mom tell me stories about how Highland used to be. Now you look at how Highland is now, and it's a complete 180. Like that used to be somewhere people went for safety. People went to feel safe too. You know what I'm saying? Now you look at it, and they call it the bullet buffet. Like,
Come on. That's true.
but to answer but to get back to your question, yeah, growing up, I didn't have a terrible life. I'm not gonna lie. My life wasn't hard. My mom was actually a single mom. Dad addicted to drugs. I mean, I feel like that's a lot of people's story though. I mean, so ain't nothing special there. But my mother, she worked 2 and 3 jobs. Basically, she did what I didn't want to have to do.
Mm.
So, so now I'm out here, you know what I mean, trying to make it happen. So she ain't got to keep doing that, for one, and two. So I ain't never got to do that. And my kids, I wouldn't say I ever wanted for anything, but I didn't have everything I wanted. You know what I'm saying? My kids it's probably gonna be a different story for my kids. I don't know. Little dudes are spoiled. You know?
Where I mean, they definitely don't have to worry about no clothing. That's one budget.
Can we go get some new clothes? Yeah, we going to the shop right now.
Pick out what you want. We're gonna put it together.
I got you.
That got to be an experience though, having a father that you just go to the shop. They're like, "Ooh, Dad!" Like, do you
Yeah.
get that? Is that something that you get? Like, are they excited as much as you are?
Not. I think not right now, only because they 7 and the other one about to be 6. But I do think that once I think fashion and girls start to come into play all at the same time for kids. Probably something for young boys. Probably somewhere. What you say about 10, 11, somewhere around
Yeah,
there.
I'm a little bit late. I was probably like about 13. That's where I started. I was
Okay,
fat
with
most.
that, you would say that middle school age?
Yeah, I would say middle school, but I was fat most of the time. Nobody really cared about me
Me
until
too,
high
bro.
school.
Bro, I don't feel bad. I was a late bloomer too, bro.
You know.
I mean, I like girls, but they ain't like me. That's the
Yeah.
difference.
Right.
But
I'm with you on that one.
I look at myself like I probably started taking my own style and trying to get fresh into it kind of probably when I was in like, I don't know, 6th or 7th grade. So now I'm giving them time. They really don't care about no clothes right now. They just want their favorite cartoon character or their favorite video game. So anything Fortnite or Spider-Man, they gonna rock
Easy.
it easily.
Especially Fortnite. Now
Oh,
you catching your sons up late at night playing again.
I gotta go in there, bro. Like I just told you before we started the podcast, before we started this, I usually got my kids till 8. I got them a little later today. What you think he up there doing right now? Boy,
Got headphones.
I bought the boys the Avengers game. I really bought it for me, but it was his birthday, so I figured, you know what I'm saying, 2 birds, one stone.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I did the same thing with my
So
nephew.
listen, he had dead sit there for hours on that thing. Hours. So I be having to go up there and we got times though. So at 10 o'clock, all video games go off. You come get your snack and pack it in for the night. So and now school's starting back up, so we might even cut that back to 9:30. You know, try to reel it in a little sooner. But they will sit there and play video games for hours if I let them.
I'm laughing, bro, because not for what you said. It's from the status that you wrote. I think like last week. I think about about you was helping one of your sons with math and something
Mm-hmm.
like that. You said I think it ended like now he's crying. Like you said,
Yeah, yeah.
what you made? What was it? What was it? I
But I
gotta.
don't honestly, I don't remember exactly what I said neither. But I do remember the incidents. Like me, I'm trying to. It's crazy because I ain't got no patience. And I'm sitting there, and my youngest son, he ain't got no patience either. He literally just like me. So, but he's a kid, obviously, so he reacts different. When he loses patience, he just starts crying. When I lose my patience, I start yelling. So I'm in there yelling, he in there crying. We both feeling the same thing, and we just looking at each other like, "Come on, man, something got to give."
I think like you need a cigarette or something.
Yeah, yeah. I had to go. I don't even smoke cigarettes, man. I almost went around the corner and copped a Lucy.
I got it right here. You said, yeah, this teaching shit ain't for me. I told y'all. Now these kids in here crying. I need a Newport and a coffee.
Listen, bro, I don't drink coffee and I don't smoke cigarettes, but after that, I really needed both of them. I was stressed.
I can imagine, like, yo, like,
For real, man. And then there
I
was
heard
another one I seen with the little meme where dude looking or the I think Kermit looking out the window. And it said, my kids miss their teacher now because they new substitute beating their ass.
you
I'm
can't
like,
go to the school
oh,
board with that. You can't
that
go
was spot on, man.
outside just like, damn.
Yeah.
I bet the kids is really gonna miss some teachers when they get back.
They couldn't wait to go to school on Thursday.
They'll be like, Miss, please help me learn this.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, with
If I
that,
go listen, if I go home and I don't know this, he ain't gonna let me play that game.
just said I did it. Just said I did it. And
They
when
know
I
what time it is.
that's got to be decided.
Mhm.
One of the fun parts of having kids. That just
Yo, it's crazy too, because I yell at him for being on the game all day long, and I did remember how me and Shaq and used to be on the game for hours on end. My mom would go to bed at 11, 12 o'clock. We be playing the game. She'll wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning and go to work, and we still playing the game.
playing a kid. Man,
So
that sounds like me on GTA.
yeah,
Yo,
I get it. GTA, NBA 2K, Live, Fight Nights used to be out back then. All that.
he said Fight Night, Def
Yeah,
Jam.
that was my joint, man. That was my joint, man.
I heard they might be bringing that Def Jam back with with all the celebrities in it.
Yeah, I would love that. It's different now. They're gonna have to pay dudes. Dudes ain't going for that no more.
Oh yeah,
They
no,
gonna they gonna want to check.
they reading the contracts now.
That's a fact. That is a fact.
Everybody read their contracts now. They not feeling it. Kanye West is
Mhm.
going crazy on Twitter lately. Just
Yeah, I seen that.
I think he might change the game though. I'm not going to hold you. This might apply some pressure on some people. Um, some of the things I think. No, let me not even say that. I think what he's asking for is something that I think artists really need. To be honest, because when, it's not about me, but because when
Now,
people
to
throw,
speak to that, if I could comment on that,
please,
I
please,
do.
please.
I wanna. I honestly, yo, I'm hearing Kanye, and I seen them posting the contract from when Jay-Z supposedly sold what he sold his rights to the rights to the albums to what Sony it was, right?
I believe
Or
so.
Def
Yeah,
Jam.
one of them.
My thing is Kanye read up from the time that happened to now multiple times, and why did you never negotiate the ability to either buy your masters back or at least negotiate for a portion of your masters in that time? Like you've had what you would say if that happened in '03, it's been 17 years since that. How many times you think he didn't read up and not fought for his masters, or maybe they gave him a little bit of this to make him forget about his masters, and now it's like, all right, well, now I still want those. I kind of want to. In long story short, I want to hear the other story because I don't think that it was just all Jay-Z selling the masters and then no ability for him to get them back.
I appreciate you, CJ, more than you know, because I was just talking to one of my students about that and saying the exact same thing you're saying. Everybody go off of what they see, what they reading, but Jay-Z not no stupid businessman. We all know that. And I'm almost wondering if it was in a sense of a business move, it worked out. And but my thing is Kanye necessarily can't be mad because if Jay Z has the rights to your masters and you know that he has the right to your master, you already signed for that. He was, wasn't Kanye West signed before '03?
Yeah, Kanye was signed to Rockefeller. And when they split, when Damon Hove split, he chose to go with Hove.
Yep.
Hove only sold 50% of Rockefeller. So that means at most they own 50% of his masters. And he sold 50% of that catalog, which was the whole Rockefeller roster. in order to get 100% of his back. Now, seeing that how he was playing that game, I don't think that he would have did that if there was no chance for them to get theirs back. Well, Kanye in specific. Like I feel like he showed him exactly what to do. Like, yeah, I did this. They had so much of my masters. I had to do this to get it back. Now they got so much of your masters. Do what I did to get it back.
Word, and and it comes down to, okay, what contract he continue to sign, because it's usually by albums or by tracks. And like you said, I'm pretty sure if Kanye was out of his contract already with how many albums he should. I'm not guessing they was giving out 10 album type deals back in the day, but it gets you wondering, like you said, it do get you wondering, because it's so many different ways this could have happened, or ways that Kanye had ample opportunity maybe to get out, and he signed another deal to get more money, and then not noticing that he still don't own his masters. And it's now question for you. I'm not too sure you know this, but is it all his songs or is selective songs that they own of his masters?
Now it's 7 albums I do believe was in that the contract. It was the first album, which was College Dropout, and then 6 albums after that. So shit, to be honest with you, damn near his whole catalog up until what, Yeezus? Might be even including Yeezus. Yeah. So but that makes me wonder, yo, what were you giving away? Like, you still owe them money. You haven't recouped. Sony claims you ain't recouped all your bread. So what were you doing? What were you signing?
And were you owing people? Because they wanted a contract too. Whoa, what a contract that I did read on Twitter was he had a budget for a record for the songs. He went over 1.5 million over budget. So I mean, if you go over budget, I think people are trying to recoup back their money.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can definitely recoup all that money with a Kanye catalog, but I just don't think that Kanye is blameless in this. And I don't think yeah. I don't think that I don't think they stole them from him. I think he gave them to them, and not even under false pretenses. I think he did it by mistake. And now he realizing the error of his ways. Because, and honestly, yo, he probably did this all in that time that he was chasing that fashion world shit. He probably didn't even intend to be in the music game still. He probably intended to be Virgil Abloh right now, to be totally honest with you.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, because he building a brand that's bigger than Virgil Abloh can ever be. I think Yeezy right now is bigger than Virgil Abloh's partnership with LV can be. It won't be bigger than LV, obviously.
Right. But it's not his brand, you know.
Yeah, it's not his. It's never going to be his. He can get, even without the partnership, at which I don't know why he did the partnership with Adidas for Yeezy. He could have went straight independent with that and killed. Like the way he could have went into his basement and made these clothes. You know what I'm saying? And killed. Still charge niggas $300 for a t-shirt that they gonna buy anyways, just because it got some holes in it and his name on it. You know what I'm saying? Those slides is they sell retail for $100 a pair.
They're them slides what they want for them. I forgot what it called. And then Russian dolls or something like that. It remind me of some of them little glass dolls that I don't know how to explain it, but
I'm keeping it $100. The slides is mad comfortable, but it's like, yo, it's like, yo, it's nothing. It's just a piece of foam. Like, but they mad comfortable, but it's like, where's the art? There's no art there.
You might get some Crocs, right? I could get some Crocs for $50. Is that what you?
I can get like 3 pairs of Crocs for $100. Some fire joints too, with the fur on the inside.
And put Trapnerd on it.
Come on, man. Come on, man. And sell for half the price.
Bro, I want some Trapnerd Crocs for my birthday. I want some Trapnerd Crocs for my birthday.
We make it happen, man. I might get me a pair. Keep it a buck. That don't sound like a bad idea. Them joints with the furs, all right.
Come on, no, that's a fact. I need Trap on one left and there, yo.
Made on the other one. Yeah, it
We gotta
is.
make this happen. We gotta make this.
That's a fact.
Limited edition. Limited edition.
Uh-huh.
Uh, wow, a great conversation. I almost lost his train of thought. Where we about to go with this? We got on a Kanye tangent. Uh, shoot, we can stick on music. Let's talk about music. Who you listen to right now?
Who I'm listening to right now?
Say
Uh,
you get in the car and you like, okay, you got a couple of minutes to get to where you need to go. Who are you about to put on?
I ain't gonna hold you. It depends on where I'm going. Depending on where I'm going, man.
Oh,
If I got, say I got, okay, so I got a little 10-minute car ride. I'm heading to, say I'm going to the grocery store or something.
uh,
I'm probably gonna throw on some R&B. You know what I'm saying? Give me, you know what I'm saying? Give me a little concentrated. You know what I'm saying? Set the mood for
okay,
myself. Get me right. You know, relax me. Now, if I'm finna go, shit, I would say I don't go to work. But if I was going to work, when I was going to work, I had a job at the top of the year, 5:30 in the morning every morning. I need trap music, man. I need some ignorant stuff to be thrown on. Give me some Money Bag Yo or some Conway. Conway, that new Conway project is crazy. But yeah, give me some
great.
Griselda. Give me
Come
some,
on.
yeah, come on, some of that. I need some of that to wake me up, man. I need to feel dangerous in the morning.
You know, that's
Be a little danger with my cup of tea.
West Side Guns to make you feel like that. You know
Oh,
what
that's
I'm
a fact.
doing? You know what I'm doing?
Mm-hmm. What's I gun? They made that whole Griselda make me feel like I got a whole trunk full of weight, man.
Just
Listen,
look in your mirror like,
listen, and I'm on my way to bust down a 10-hour shift. That's what I
like
be
that.
needing, though. That's what I be needing.
Yo, I be like that in the morning sometimes. I'm going to a whole college.
Yeah, going to the whole college. You about to go up there and be a whole counselor to students and shit. Yeah. You like, yeah, let me get this little money bag off right quick.
Popping, Mike. I mean, hello, sir. Good evening.
Hello, sir. How you doing? Good morning. Good morning, guys.
Yo, my student made me call him an N-word one time. He was doing something crazy. I said, yo, Neil.
Yo, see, that's why I feel that's one of the honestly, that's probably one of the biggest reasons I couldn't pursue like a professional career
Artist.
working for somebody else. Yeah. I can't
Mhm.
code switch. I just can't. Like I can do it for like 5 minutes, but as soon as something don't seem right, it's I'm nigga, what? Like that's just me. It's gonna come out. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've gotten in trouble at jobs for just simply saying the N word. You know what I'm saying? Which is it's so ingratiated into my vocabulary, and I try not to say it, but it's just like stuff like that, or just me cussing, or just speaking the way I speak normally. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
it's hard for me to change that, especially if my pay is dependent on it. I'm just like it makes me nervous. I'm good. I go somewhere else to get some money. Thank you.
he said, he said, it
Yeah,
makes me nervous.
yeah, I just get a little nervous.
I think for me, I think it really happened because the group of this sounds bad to say it, but different type of different type of group of friends I was around, and different type of places I would be in where like okay, I have to switch it up because they're not gonna get what I'm saying. Because
Yeah,
I like you and I, we can just be chatting about some stuff. You gonna get some slang about some stuff. Other people gonna look at you. What did he say?
yeah. What does
So
that even mean?
should we be worried? Uh,
Stop clutching on their
uh,
purses and stuff.
ooh.
Yeah,
Just,
word.
no, but no, it's definitely come in handy sometimes for sure. But I definitely get exhausting. I think any black professional or most black professional you hear that it's exhausting because you necessarily can't be 100% yourself at work when you have
That's
other
it.
and when you have other counterparts where they can be them and that's more acceptable. And sometimes that get a little bit draining and exhausting as a black
Hmm.
professional. But I think what gets me going every day is knowing that I'm trying to be some type of impactful to some students and try to give them some support because man, I'd have had that in college. Man, it took me until they took my tap away one semester and said, "Yo, what you doing?" Pretty much, that's why how I read the letter. Like, what you doing? You
Hmm.
playing with our money? we're gonna take this for a semester, and you got to figure it out, and then we're gonna get it back to you next semester. And that's really like opened up my eyes too. But
Now, to speak to what you're doing though, I think that
yeah.
you're very important right now, especially in the
Mm,
turbulent climate that we're going through. Black professionals not only being black professionals, but what you like in the college. So
mm,
you getting a hold of these young kids, hope presumably black, you know what I'm saying?
mostly, yep, yep.
You getting a hold of these kids when they 18 and they 19, and you getting to give them some real life game. Like you understand them because you coming from where they coming from. You've seen the things they seen. You understand how to speak their language, literally. So I feel like men like you are extremely important right now.
I appreciate that. I appreciate it a lot, and that's what we excuse me, get all emotional and shit. No, I'm kidding. No, I appreciate that. I think it's important, especially black men, to be in these schools. Not only higher, not only university and colleges, but high school, middle school, and elementaries. Because I necessarily
Mhm.
can't sit here and say I had an impactful black man in my life, in academics that was impactful for me, other than Mr. McLarimore, who was in when you was in Lacell, you would get in trouble, and that's be the detention area you go to. Mr.
Mhm.
McLarimore was in Lacell Middle, and that's the only black man I can really think of in my academic time in like middle school, elementary, and high school. To be honest, that's all I really had as black man. But going back to what you were saying about being impactful, being it's important to be where I'm at. I think it's important too, and we need more people that look like me in these schools because most of these schools are predominantly white. And not saying that's bad, but okay, you still have a other population that needs some representation. And as a black man professional, I don't see a lot of black men on my campus in professionalism, and that's kind of hard for me to feel like I belong, even as a professional. Even though I can do the job, do the work, but I'm not really gonna develop as a man. Not necessarily saying that I need to, but develop as a young black man professional. And
Mhm.
sometimes difficult. I do have some good people that's there, but two people is not going to necessarily be as impactful if I saw more. So I
Yeah.
think,
No,
like
that's
you said,
that's a fact.
it's
That's a
definitely,
fact.
and that's why we also have a support group on men of color support group on campus because the retention
That's
rate
dope.
high. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I said that's dope.
Oh, yeah, sorry. In the car, Dare to Dream, and we create this community because retention rate for young men of color is high at predominant
Mhm.
white institutions. They want to, I mean low, excuse me, low because they want to leave. They don't find a sense of community, and sometimes that's problem. Not sometimes that is problematic. So what we try to do is help build a community for them to feel comfortable, have these conversations. The conversation that you and I had before about taking care of our beards, even when I jokingly said what I said, but even having another man to joke with and have that, and I'd be like, ooh, well, you're not supposed to say that. Just, have a little
Hey,
fun with it,
listen, I don't know if you could say it, but I said a group of white men. I feel like don't talk like that. I'm not getting that same content from a group of my white peers, and I have
Mhm.
plenty of them. I'm half white myself. I got family members. I know for a fact that when
Yeah,
I go over here to Uncle Al's house, I'm not getting the same conversation that I'm getting when I'm going to Uncle Johnny's house. You know what I'm saying?
you
I'm
come
getting
on.
two different conversations. You know what I mean? So that is extremely important that y'all got that group. That's dope.
Yeah, I appreciate you. And that's why I think I briefly brought up to that. Gotta have you come talk to them a little bit. Yeah, yeah. You really said you're not really a talker.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if that's the group
Yeah,
I'm coming to talk to, I'll come holler at
yeah.
them.
Okay, word. And you can just be you, bro, because that's what they
Yeah,
need. They really need that authentic and genuineness. That is not a word, but we gonna
yeah. I
rock.
don't
We're
know.
gonna rock with it. Make a T-shirt.
Genu- Yeah,
It's
there we
real.
go. Nah, but
It's
that's a
real.
fact. I feel like that's actually. I feel like that would be real relieving for them too, just to have somebody that they comfortable with, somebody that look like them, talks like them. wears clothes like them, listens to their music. You know what I'm saying? Those are all cultural things that's extremely important. That if it's a disconnect, people just not gonna hear you.
They're not going to trust you. They're not going to hear you. You just not going to connect. I totally agree with you, and that's why I think I have a good relationship with my students because I can have that connectedness with them because some of them don't even know my age. They're like, "Oh, I think you like late 30s." In what? One student, CJ, told me that I look like late 30s, early 40s. I said, "What?"
I'd have been offended.
I
I'd have
am.
said, you know what, baby, you got that driver's license right there. What you talking about?
Shit, I'm about to change your whole tuition. Like you ain't part of this program no more.
He said, "Oh, tap gone.
Scholarship.
Thought you was an EOP student, huh? Nah."
You know
That's crazy.
these gray hairs be fooling them. I'm like, nah. I
It's the
said,
little pepper
hey,
gray, man.
I'm a little bit C.
Uh-huh.
A little bit. I'm a little bit ahead of the game. I'm here, but I'm really up there. Yeah, they get a little bit fooled with that. So going back to be like being black, man, with all this stuff is going on. Do you educate your kid? Do you educate your sons about like Black Lives Matter, what's going on, and how's that going, and what that conversation look like?
Oh, well, like I said before, they still young.
Yeah, yeah.
But I do try to tell them because I mean I feel like you still got to plant those seeds. Like I ask them things like, "What color are we? We black." Even though myself, if you see my kids, you'll probably think that both my baby mothers was white because they just that fair skinned. But I promise y'all, me and both my baby mothers is half and half. I promise y'all. But but no, I still try to instill in them that I don't try to. I do. We are black men. Uh, we are going to be perceived as less than, but we're not. We're
Mm,
actually more than, and it's hard for people to handle that. So I mean, I try to tell them they don't want to hear that shit. I'm gonna be honest with you, and then they
yeah,
don't want to
right.
hear it. But I do try to, plant the seed so that when they do get a little older, I would say in maybe a year or two, and when my older one, maybe his consciousness actually starts kicking in around the double digit age and whatnot, they'll really understand it. But right now, honestly, I don't. They don't see that stuff. I don't
Mm,
keep the news on around them. I don't really like to talk about the negative thing, like the cop killings and
yeah.
just the way, yeah, that stuff. I don't really like to put that on them because I feel like that's
Mm,
heavy,
yes.
and I don't think they will fully grasp it. You know, so they
Yeah.
still young, but like I said, I do instill in them. We black. They know that no matter how light
Yeah.
their skin may be, bro, we black. You know what I'm
We
saying?
black.
We black, baby.
How do you deal with it? That because you see it, like how do you deal with it as a black man? How do you navigate with seeing people that look like going through what we see on the TV?
Uh, Personally, it's taxing when you see it
Mm,
over and over and over again. Like I've said it plenty of times. I do this is my stance on it. I feel like Martin Luther King was necessary, but so was
mm-hmm.
Malcolm X.
Come on,
There's that
you can say
peaceful
that.
side of it where the people they got the protesting. I'm with that. I'm never going to speak against that. I do believe that that's actually the ground level of it. You have to be, you have to put them on notice. But I do also believe in Malcolm X's theory, where any means necessary.
Mm,
So I look at a situation like the George Floyd thing, where it was two, three cops, maybe even four, surrounded by 30 civilians. I mean, I could be speculating on what I would do. I could be that I could may freeze up in that situation. But if I'm one of them spectators, you got to shoot me too. You're not just
mm,
gonna kill a man if I'm a black man. You're not gonna kill a black man in front of me. Any man, really. I don't care what color he is. But especially in a day like this, like I look at that situation, that was something that hurt my heart and also made me angry at people.
mm,
Because it's like, yo, what are y'all doing? 28 y'all pulling out y'all phones. What's that? Those men killing that man. You know what I'm saying? and y'all not doing nothing. They gonna kill all 20 of y'all. They gonna massacre y'all in the middle of the street. Like that's my way of thinking. I feel like at a certain point, I don't wanna make it seem like I'm inciting violence against the police and the board.
No,
You see something
I know
like
you're
that,
not.
I feel like that's something that's not part of their job. And at that point, they being thugs.
Mm.
So that's something that pains me. I hate seeing stuff like that. Also,
It's frustrating.
yeah, it's frustrating. It gets so frustrating, especially when you've seen it so many times. I mean, I really remember. I think my first time being conscious of all of this and really taking note of it was, I want to say, the Mike Brown case.
Mm.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Mike Brown or Trayvon happened first, but I want to say those are the two that
Okay.
that really started it for me. Like really lit a fire under my social injustice consciousness. Where
Mm.
I'm like, yo, this ain't really just a I should be scared when I get pulled over thing because they gonna treat me bad. This I could die type of thing. Like these cats is only 18, 14, 15 years old. Tamir Rice, I look at it, Tamir Rice that happened back in what, like 2012. I honestly didn't even know about that until after all the other stuff started happening. And that's when you start. It's just once you start to gain all that knowledge, it goes from you wanting to be and agreeing with the philosophies of the Martin Luther Kings to be like, yo, how do you even think like that? we,
And,
we got to be more X.
I don't absolutely do not think you're implying violence. So I definitely want to be clear. Whoever watching that, I know for a fact that's not what you're doing. You're expressing yourself, and I just want to add to what you're saying. It's frustrating to see all this. It's definitely frustrating. I think it definitely took the Mike Brown, the Trayvon Martins to kind of really trigger these thoughts like, yo, we really get. I have been treated like this, but not really noticing that, and I'm like, it put a lot of perspective into life. That's really what it put. And a lot of experiences that I had growing up, into life. Um, it's just frustrating because you can do all this good, bro. You can do all this good. Business owner, doing his thing. Don't get in trouble with the law. Great father. You could just say, you could go to the store. You could ride a fucking bike. Excuse my language. You can ride a damn bike. You can go for a jog. You can go to the store. You can just do anything while being black and just get crucified for executed for it. It's frustrating. It really is frustrating. And then it's so crazy too. It's just with social media, I'm seeing a lot of people that lives in our city, around our city, that really showing their true colors in these comments, bro. In these comments, I'm like, yo, I either went to school with you, I either know you from the neighborhood. I'm like, this is how y'all see us. Like this whole time, I'm pretty sure y'all been thinking that, oh no, because you're the good black guy, so I don't got to worry about you. No,
Yeah,
that's
but
frustrating.
you looking at the dude that I brought with me that you don't know. Like, all right, we got to keep an eye on him. That's the type of stuff. It's like, nah, we actually grew up 3 blocks away from each other, all of us. So it's like, for people that we grew up to even have those type of thoughts and like to even view people that way is crazy to me. It's almost like, yo, that's I don't even want to chalk it up to a mental illness or a sickness, but that's almost what it seemed like. It's like, yo, how is that possible?
You hate me because of my skin tone. Like that
Or
is
you
a
even
mental.
not even if you hate me, if you just don't like me, or you say bad that you just got malice towards me for any just because of this. Like it don't make no sense. Like and
And
then
then the same people that say don't judge a book by a cover, and you over here teaching this racist shit to your children.
you're not even looking at the cover. You just reading the title on the spine of the book and keeping it moving.
Come on,
You
they
ain't
read
even
in the
looking at the
Old
whole
Testimony.
cover. Come
They look
on,
at the
man.
Old Testimony, not even trying to look at the new shit. So
Talk to him, man. Talk to him.
it's frustrating. It'd be the same people that talk about, oh, God loves us all. Like, we can't
I will
win.
be. I'm sorry. I will be honest. I would
Yeah,
say in Niagara Falls, I feel like we don't experience as much of it as a lot of other people do.
no,
Only
that's fair. That's a fair.
only because I feel like we such a big melting pot. Like it's probably, to be honest, it's probably more poor white people around here than there's poor black people.
Mm.
So they really don't. They understand. You know, I feel like the white people around here just a lot more understanding. You do still got those nooks and crannies of those people that you know what I'm saying. No
Further
pockets
up,
here and there.
they ain't downtown where we at.
Oh, nah. They ain't nowhere. Talk to them, man. They on the other side of Hyde Park. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Not maybe not even them. You might have to go out to late sale to find them,
there we
but
go. There we go.
you know. But it's few and far in between, I think.
Yes.
So
I
totally appreciate that about my city. I ain't gonna lie.
No, I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you with that. Um, eh, eh, man, where you go from that? Um, just know Black lives do matter. For
That's
sure.
what's right. Yeah, it's crazy how they tell us that they rebuttal to Black Lives Matter as Blue Lives Matter. Like, all right, we knew that,
You
or all
see my
lives
face?
matter. You
You
hear
see
me?
my face?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
see my face?
yeah, yeah. Like, what is I even talking about?
Blue Lives Matter. Okay, let's make this clear, y'all. Blue Lives Matter is a career. It's a choice.
So,
I didn't choose to jump into a black skin. Like, oh, I'm gonna take this job today, be a black man. No,
yeah,
you chose to be a cop. And what's the statistics on the death of cops? I'm pretty sure it's not up there with death of black men. I'm just so confused. But let's be
impossible.
impossible. Let's be honest. It's all North Tonawanda in that area because that's where all is
Yeah.
marching at. And that's the same
Mhm.
people that you would hear a story from a lot of black people from Niagara Falls that go through there doing, just going through there and they get pulled over by a sheriff, a cop, whatever. It's always some intense shit. So
Mhm.
I'm going off of my experience too.
Yeah, me too, bro. Lewiston too. Can't forget Lewiston. They got their spots out there, man.
What?
Listen,
So you really want to give me a ticket for that?
yo, for real,
Absolutely,
for real.
absolutely.
They give you the
And,
disposition and all of that.
and then what kills me, bro? What kills me is people are so shocked when they get an answer, especially the way if you gonna talk to me a certain way, you think I'm like, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. It's
That's what
bound
it is.
going to be some slippage going to be out. I'm going to probably get a little bit smart, but now you want to take me out the car. This didn't happen to me, but I'm just saying. Now you want to
Yeah,
get taken out the car. No, no, no. You just want to muscle me. You just want to show who's boss, and that's really what it is. Let's play tough guy.
it's
If you
that
didn't have
power
that badge,
trip.
come on. If you didn't have that badge, I'm putting CJU them up.
Yeah, man, talk to me, man. Take that badge and you can't tell. I can't tell you how many times I told the cop to take his gun, his badge off.
Meet
Around
me at
other people though.
players.
Around other people though. I ain't finna threaten you in front of nobody else. In front of just
Come
us.
on, you have witness,
Nobody
witness.
be a whole bunch of us, nigga.
Yeah. So enough for all. So we go back to a more optimistic thing. So what's next for Trapnerd? What we have next for? Let's talk about Trapnerd and just overall CJ. What's next for you, bro?
Well, right now we is actually trying to expand this brand. Uh, we Layson is well, not we. Layson is getting into the gaming, so we about to start the. He just started the Trap Nerd Gaming page. Shout out to Trap Nerd Gaming. Make sure y'all go follow
Uh,
that. So he doing that. I've been putting a bug in X ear to start the music joint. Well, actually, everybody here to start the Trap Nerd music joint. And then some a
oh,
couple,
word.
I ain't gonna lie, a couple people actually hit me up like, oh, "You should start the music joint." And that's as wasn't where my focus was at. So I passed the message along to my brethren, and they more interested in doing something like Marvin X and Josh are really interested into the music stuff, trying to
Mm,
get like the producing and stuff right, and management and all of that. So I think that's something that we can definitely move into too. So that gaming space and that music space, we probably gonna start infiltrating those very soon. As far as the pod, we're trying to take the podcast to another level too. We've been kind of throwing some ideas around off each other. We about what 107 episodes in, so I think we need to take it to a next level now. We need to figure out how we're gonna get some sponsors. We need to figure out how we're gonna make this work for us instead of us working for this. You know what I'm saying? So, as far as the clothes, we're looking into some new processes with different processes of printing, different machines, so I can, like I said in the beginning of this, add to the menu of what I do. So not only do what I already do better, but also add other things to it. So instead of just doing clothes and cutting sew things, a new machine might allow us to do the clothes better and also print banners and stuff like that, stickers and other little just knickknacks that you don't even know that people don't even know they need, or that people getting from somebody else. Like you ordering your business cards on Vistaprint, you might be able to come to me and get them for the same price. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and why wouldn't you? I'm right around the corner. You know what I mean? So,
you always look out. What you call that
come
player
on,
discount?
that player price, baby. That's that player price, man.
I love CJ. No, for real. I love doing business with you because it's always a good conversation, always a good transaction. It's just
Oh, that's for sure.
it's always a smile.
That's a
You
fact,
know?
man. You gotta make people feel good about spending their money with you, man. Yeah, if I come into your store, I hit you and I spend a couple of hours with you, and even if I'm satisfied with the product, if I don't feel good about my experience, I might not come back, or I'm probably gonna be back as little as possible. You know,
Come on, come on.
only because I wasn't feeling the experience. So I try to make sure, and it's hard too. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm not a people person. I'm more introverted than I am extroverted. I'm more antisocial than I am social. So I mean, it's not. Sometimes I'll just be like, "Nigga, what you want on the shirt?" You know what I mean? That be my fit. That's how I feel. But I
Yeah.
can't treat people like that, and I know that. So it's been a learning curve for me too, man. You know what I mean? Nigga, what you want on the shirt, man? That's how I be feeling. They'd be like, "Yo, I want it this color, and I want you to freak it." No, what do you want? Like, yeah. So, and I think I ain't gonna lie. I think sometimes I'm a brash person. I'm straight to the point, no bullshit. And I don't need all that filler. I need the front back. You know what I'm saying? So I think people,
Yeah.
yeah, I think sometimes people might think that that's me being a little, you know, trying to brush you off or
Yeah.
hurry this up. No, that's just me, man. Straight to the point. What you want? Like, what do you need? We ain't got to do
But
all that. But it's
you're
still a
still
good
personal.
experience. I'm still gonna be cool with you, and you know what I'm saying, we're gonna do what we do, but we got to get to the point type thing. Like even with you, like how we handled ours, like we got to the point. Tell me what you want. Send me your logo. What you need. You know what I'm saying? You tell me what you needed. All right, send me the logo. I said if we can make it happen. Can you change this color? Can you change this color? Boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? So
Simple. It's not like, can you freak it?
yeah, can you freak it? Man, no, I can't, sir. I don't know what that means.
And honestly, even as a businessman too, even from working with you, even from um, our conversation in the past when we was talking about working together, even
Mhm.
in that, it was never personal. It's like you have a point. This is business. You know, it's never like,
Yeah,
oh,
absolutely.
CJ, da 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 da. Ooh.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Or even on mine. I could have been like, yo, what the fuck these niggas trying to do? You know what I mean? It was never like that. It was just, yo, that was just business. Didn't work out. That's fine. Now, as you can
go
see,
find
we done had a couple of other business opportunities that didn't arose, and we done capitalized off of them. You know what I
simple
mean?
as that.
That's how King's
Simple as
supposed to
that.
operate.
Come on, and that's but people can't keep that, CJ. That's what I have dealt with people where you may have to cancel last minute, maybe you had to cancel twice, or just move a certain type of way, and they're like, oh, because that didn't go through, you got to move on it. It's just like, damn, why you gotta take it so personal? It's just like it's not
Yeah.
personal, it's business, but it's not in a sense of where we shouldn't have no type of relationship. You know, like the fuck, like.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Nah, I feel you. That's a fact.
well, before you wrap up, my man, talk to me a little about what advice would you give someone who want to become an entrepreneur and necessarily want to get into the clothing and customization business?
What advice would I give? I'm actually gonna have to rip off Nipsey Hussle on this one, man. Don't
Also,
quit. Don't quit. That's it. Uh,
that's
if you, it's been plenty of times where okay, so I usually put all my ideas and stuff, like my designs and stuff, into the group chat before I put them out. There's been plenty of times where I done put something in the group chat and listen, like, nah, that ain't it. Or Marv, like, I don't know about that one, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe if it was this, like, it's just stuff like that. You can't take personal. You got to take that with a grain of salt, and you gotta learn from that. Be able to take constructive criticism,
mm,
especially from the people that you trust. Uh, Stuff like that. It didn't discourage me. It was like, all right, they gonna keep it real with me. So I know if they not feeling that, then the streets not gonna feel that. That one don't need to happen. Back to the drawing board. Don't quit. You just can't quit. I done put out stuff that I done thought was the most fire shit ever. Didn't
yeah,
snag like that. You know what I'm saying? But I mess around and like, I full disclosure, face masks were never my idea. I remember a girl asked me for one probably shortly after I started sewing. So this was still in 2018. This is probably in the winter of 2018 because she does cosmetics, nail
yeah.
technician and stuff. I made one for her, and they caught a little traction. Come COVID, bruh, you wouldn't believe the money I made off of those face masks. Something I have been selling for over a year and a half already. I made 100 times more money in those 3 months just off those face masks. So 100 times more face masks than I did in the previous year and a half, 2 years, just off of just off of one thing happening. Now, obviously, it was a major thing,
Right,
but
right, but
it's like,
still,
yo, don't quit. I could have stopped selling face masks after 6 months just because they wasn't selling like that, you know. But I did, kept them up there, and I don't quit. You whatever you're doing, yo, just don't quit. You gotta stick with it. If you don't stick with it, they ain't gonna stick with you.
nah, that's what I was going to like my realm when it comes to music. You never wanted more. I speak about all the time. Never wanted more than an artist. Like you, like nobody should want it more than you, CJ. You should want it. You know. So I totally agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
I totally agree with you. So this is my part of the show where my continue to be great, continue to inspire aspect of it. I really, I really truly believe the people that I interview, I picked these people for a reason because they have been somewhat impactful in my life and have been seeing the grind, the hustle, and the grit that kind of gets into where they at. And you are that person that the grind, the gritty, the grit, the
Well,
perseverance. And so I don't like to wait until people are gone to give them the flowers. And this is my chance to give you your flowers while you up in mobile, you know, even though you're pushing 30.
hey, hey,
But
hey, hey,
no, no,
hey,
no.
relax, relax.
But on a serious note, I do want to say I do appreciate you, bro. Like for real, I appreciate the person you are, the friend that you are, the business person that you are. I think a lot of people need to understand that he doesn't just make shirts. He doesn't create things. No, he understands fabric. He understands how things supposed to go on fabric. He's not one. Oh, I'm just press this. No, he's gonna let you know. Oh, that won't work. That will look silly. Okay, if you wash this too many times, that's not gonna work. Like this guy really knows what he's talking about. It's not somebody that's just gonna sit here. Like, yeah, I'll make you a shirt, put it through the computer, press it. No, he gonna get you the good quality. He gonna make sure you get the right price. But I think people need to understand that too, CJ, about you because you're not somebody that just like I do it. No, you are quality.
Yeah,
You have
yeah.
quality. I FaceTime my boss this morning and she had this same hoodie on this morning, rocking it. She's at home, cozying up with it. She can't let it go. She said it's so comfortable.
I
Like
love it.
people need to understand that. So I say all this to say, bro, continue to be great and continue to be inspired because honestly, you inspiring me, and I only can imagine how many people you inspire in Niagara Falls and the people that are around you.
Thank you, bro, man. I appreciate that so much, man. And right back at you. I really want to let y'all know that what y'all doing over there at EAR Quality, man, is dope, man. Y'all got a couple dope artists, man. Morrow, y'all still got the Cookie Chick. She is amazing. You and Kimon, man, y'all doing something great over there, bro. I love to see Kings
Appreciate
doing their thing, man.
Appreciate you. I get Ezra was the first person that told me iron sharpen iron. So with
Hmm.
you, iron sharpen iron, bro, it's only been great because I believe in the brand. I've been telling you since day one. Like this is not like me being a facade or just as a moment. No, I really like Trapnerd. I like that I get to say it. I like to get to I like to know that I'm able to bring some type of business to Trapnerd and it's black owned. You can
Hmm.
never go wrong with a black owned. You never can go
That's right,
wrong.
man. I love that. And you've been
Uh,
saying that, Joe. You've been saying that from day one. So I know that's not what the young kids say. That's cap. I know that ain't
that's
cap,
it.
man.
No cap.
No cap.
Anything you like to add before you wrap up, bro?
No, just make sure y'all shop trapnerdcreations.com. Make sure y'all hit the follow and the like button on the IG, the Facebook. Like I said, Facebook Gaming, that's up and running. Marvin got a couple pages. Make sure y'all hit up Marv Media Radio. Uh, yeah, make sure y'all hit all those.
Appreciate you, CJ. I appreciate for your time. Continue to be great and continue to inspire. Black Lives Matter.